Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome to part 28 of Season 2 of the Neil Robertson Pro career on Snooker 19 and part 97 of the series as a whole. We are getting very close to part 100. That would be very exciting, and part 100 possibly, if we do well here, could be the semi-final of the Coral World Grand Prix. Today is the time, more like it is time, but I'll roll with it. It is the time for the start of a new tournament, the Coral World Grand Prix, and the start of this year's Coral Series. Today we're playing against the lowest ranked player to get into the tournament, Zhao Yulong. We played against him once last year at Gibraltar and won. Final Frame decided to beat him 3-2 in the first round of the Gibraltar Open, the last 32. So the first round that we televised technically on the channel, the last 32 last year. But this is a new season, as I've just said. Zhao Yulong, the lowest ranked player to get into the tournament, because I am guessing that unlike real life, they simply just use the top 32 rather than the top 32 scorers over the year. Again, it just seemed a bit silly, wouldn't it, really, if the game kept all that data and just hid it from the player. So yeah, that's why I'm presuming it's the top 32 that play. And to be fair, if you look below Zhao Yulong, there is a massive gulf between the top 32 and anybody out of it. So interesting to see that we are facing Zhao Yulong. A nice draw to start us off with, but a very important match today, because the match against Luca Brissell, it was not heartbreaking, I won't quite get that far, but it wasn't nice. If you haven't watched that, we went and lost 3-0 in the last 16 of the German Masters, which is a tournament we were really aiming to go and do well in after winning the Dafabet Masters. Ultimately, that's been our only big success this season. We've reached 2 Masters finals, but of course they're invitational events. They're great for our pockets in terms of general money, but in terms of ranking status, they do absolutely bog all. So it's been very important here at Cheltenham, the Centaur at Cheltenham Racecourse, to hopefully start off the Coral World Grand Prix well. And the first of the 3 Coral events, of course, you've got the Coral World Grand Prix, the top 32. You've got the Players' Championship, which I believe is next, which is the top 16. And then the top 8 play in the Tour Championship. So we've got a little bit of time to recover potentially with a few tournament wins. We've got to win a few tournaments before the Tour Championship to have any hope of getting in that. Of course, that is for an exclusive club of the top 8 ranking. Again, I would say that it would be the top 8 ranking rather than the top 8 one-year scorers ad would be in real life. But again, I do doubt the game has got that sort of data. That's why I said that I didn't think that would be the case. But I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are all good today. Ready for an exciting episode of Snooker. Nice to see that this, funnily enough, this season has coincided with the current tournament that's going on now. If you are watching this in real time, you'll know that the Coral World Grand Prix is going on. So hopefully, you guys will be watching it just before the Wednesday evening session. But that is a good pot from Zhao Yulong. I had a little bit of a sniff at the one on the cushion that was there already, but just didn't fancy it. So we went for a bit of a safety shot. Didn't really work. And Zhao Yulong does have a chance to get a few reds on his tally before he potentially plays safety later on. But we need some good form. Ultimately, this would be a great tournament to go and win. I don't know what the prize fund is for this tournament, but any tournament, I mean, the Coral events are some of the biggest of the season now in real life. So it would be important to do well in this tournament and just recover our season. You know, it can work very much both ways. We can have a really good run at the end of the season and have a great run and have nearly 30, 40 more episodes, or equally, we could crash out and it could be all over by the end of a few weeks in channel time, obviously. So, yeah, it's really paramount that we do well, or else there is a serious chance, because it can happen very quickly. There's a serious chance we could well fall out of the top 16. And that's not the aim of this career mode. The aim of the career mode is to become the world champion, not to deface Neil Robertson, the world champion. But a decent safety shot's played there. Zhao Yulong only getting a break of 9, so can't really call it a break. But he has got a chance on this red. We haven't quite covered it. And he does get the pot. So not the best start for us. That's going to be an awkward angle for him to get. But if anybody can get it, the AI can. And he does. So a good start for Yulong. Not a single pot for us yet.
Well, he lost control of the cue ball there. He's played that poorly.
You could hear what David Endon said there. Lost control of the cue ball. And hopefully this goes a little bit awry. But it doesn't look too bad a safety shot to me. But can we get through to that red? Yes, we can. So we can get our first pot of the day. Just simply come up and down the table. A nice straight pot. And hopefully back up for the blue or pink. Doesn't really matter which, actually. I think we'll go for the pink, because we're quite nicely positioned for the pink. We need to work out position on a red next. So let's have a look at what we're looking at here. I think probably the best thing to do, probably to be playing to the reds and just hope we get something out of it. It's a risky shot.
split is not bad at all.
It's a good split though. Definitely gives us a good chance to go and get a frame-winning break from here. And that's the ruthlessness we need. Ultimately, we had that ruthlessness in the Masters. And to be honest, we haven't had it since. Just about getting on the pink there. That nudge from the red light on certainly helped. Not going to deny that at all.
Perfect pace required for this shot.
14.
Just got to get into this match. We never got into the match against Brazil. We were too scrappy. Although this isn't the best opportunity because the Reds are a little bit awkward blocking each other. But if we can get out of that situation, that's fine. Probably a little bit too hard. And in fact, too hard really, because an escape from that, an excusable escape, would just be to go for the black. But ultimately, there's no point from there. And is it worth risking the risky blue? Or just playing safer, going for the green, and getting back to a decent position, and knowing you'll probably be able to pot something, but not going for something too extravagant like the blue. And that's exactly what we've done. Potted the green, and we're in for a red now. I'd much rather play a safer shot and know that you got position rather than go for something silly. Because especially if you have a frame-winning break, ultimately, what matters is the fact that you get the frame-winning break, not that you get 2 blacks and six pinks or whatever. I don't know why I said 2 blacks and 6 pinks. That was a bit of a random number to use, wasn't it? But I also know when I start rambling like this, like an idiot, is when I miss shots. So I'm going to shut up. Just focus on the blue. Blue can be a little bit of an awkward one.
Right up his street.
It's a good chance this is, hence why I've took real care in that shot, but we've missed it. And again, a break of 19. Not good enough there. It's funny, isn't it? You can play so well in one tournament and then all of a sudden you just can't get it in the next. But that's a poor shot from Zhao Yulong. It's always risky to use power to that middle pocket. And, well, Zhao Yulong saw the risks there and missed the pink by an absolute mile. In fact, it's closer. Makes things a little bit awkward now because all the colours are in bulk. So we might as well just play this for the black. Seems sensible to me. All 6 colours up in bulk, which sometimes will give you a real problem. That's not too bad for the black. And hopefully get back down the table. I mean, it's a little bit awkward on the black as a matter of fact. But we're just going to hope that we play with top and get a little bit of luck. The black's there. Where's this cue ball going? We're okay, I think. Gonna have to play this one along the cushion. There's not much choice here, unfortunately. These can be awkward.
Tricky pot along the cushion here.
If you don't play it with pace, sometimes it goes, sometimes it doesn't.
9.
I was panicking and that wasn't going to go. And this is an even more awkward shot, but I think it would pay dividends if we potted it here. Really do. It is awkward, and it leaves a big opportunity if we miss it. So it's a gamble.
No, not this time.
Well,
Close, but
just not got our A game at all today. Haven't even bought our B game just yet. But it has to be said, Zhao Yulong's not playing much better.
1.
Need to get into our stride. I just don't get what happens. It's not like I've had a break from the game. Can't use that as an excuse. In fact, I can't use any excuse. Just that we played poorly so far. Shouldn't have been. I mean, that blue was kind of excusable, but that black, was it really excusable? No. Not for me, anyway.
13.
But it's not all over yet. There's 3 reds. It's a very close frame. Could go either way. Particularly with the balls out of their usual position. The only ball in its natural position is, well, to be fair, the pink and blue are back now, so ignore that statement. But before that, it was just the green. This red will go a long way to helping him win the frame. Just getting to that red on the cushion, which might be a little bit of a problem. But we'll see how he deals with it. To potentially take first blood in this match.
21.
Interesting. Goes for the blue. Ooh. A little bit awkward now on the red, but he'll be absolutely fine. Just because it was nearly touching it. Not quite, but nearly there. But he's 17 ahead. Now 22 with 27 left on the table. Yellow and green needed. Yellow's there, no problem. And green should be a formality afterwards. And with this little break, Xiao Yulong is going to take the first frame.
And that effectively shuts out his opponent.
Need to make sure this doesn't go the same way as the match against Purcell did.
No problem there.
And that shuts the door on his
And
opponent.
ultimately,
in
we
this
need to
frame.
win the next frame, in my opinion.
41.
Can't be
46,
2-0 down.
52.
It's been a good break from Xiao Yulong. Said that neither of us have played very well so far, but that break of 59 clears the table and sets a solid precedent for the next one for him, but might make us worry a little bit. The underdog, the lowest ranked player in the event. Sometimes you'd say that's the best draw you can have. Sometimes you can say it's the worst, because if you win, it's expected. If you lose,
Thank you.
well,
The second frame. Neil Robertson.
it's not very good either, is it? It's a no-win situation. Never mind no win, no fee. That's not a bad break at all. We'll take that every day of the week. And that's a good invitation as well to hopefully start a good break in this frame.
Well, he's taking the red on. Great opening red.
Good opener. Black's not open, unfortunately, because the red is in the way. So, blue, bulk, and then back down the table, I think. To potentially try for something else. Have to avoid the yellow, which means we're going to have to play it at some pace. Not ideal. But we haven't avoided the yellow. And if this pulls up, it might not be too bad. Not the intended effect, but we are nicely on the edge of the corner pocket.
6.
Cannot complain at that. Sometimes you just need a little bit of luck, and that's exactly what we've got. Not as nice as I thought on this red, but it'll be okay. But we played that a little bit, well, far too hard, to be honest. It's a very tight black, or we go for the blue, try and take out our demons from before. Again, we'll set the position up. I think this should be okay, to be honest. Don't see many problems with this shot.
This is really tricky.
And it's there. I'm glad we've gone for that shot, because, again, if we hadn't have done it, if we'd have hesitated once, I don't think we'd have bothered playing it, especially in a frame that might have been a crucial one. Now I regret not getting that red out of the way by the black, because we've got to come back up for the blue. There's no way of, especially from playing this red anyway, getting the black next. So we'll get the blue and worry about the next red.
13.
And then worry about the black when we need to. Not going to worry about that just yet. Going to play with a bit of power here. Because I think the screw back can be a little bit awkward, so...
He'll be fuming about that.
Well.
18.
Just when you're trying to try something a bit different. You don't end up buggering your bike, you end up actually snookering yourself. That's valuable. Well...
He'll want fine control over the pace of this shot.
You heard what they said, we needed fine control. We missed the reds and hit the black. Good contact, we give away the biggest fine possible.
Xiao Yulong. 7.
Not been our day so far, again.
1.
He's looking to drop this.
But luckily, there's not a massive opportunity available to Xiao Yulong.
1.
He's just trying to get this behind the brown. He's done well there to him. To be fair to the man.
Pace is very important here, and he doesn't want to underhit this.
Trying to avoid the pink, really. But we've hit the blue. I told you I wasn't very good at getting out snookers. But in fact, well, the blue's not even come to save us.
Foul and a miss. Xiao
Thought
Yulong.
they thought the blue might come to save us, but unfortunately he doesn't, and he'll get that red. So 2 fouls in a row from us. So much for being the Masters champion. We've been anything but a master since, haven't we? Goodness me.
Position he was intending.
This is tight though, if he's going to go for the red here. I'd be amazed if he does go for it. No, just a safety. At least I think so. He's disguised it pretty well if it was a pot attempt.
no more than half a chance.
Might as well go for this. Have a bit of a shot to nothing. And get back up the table if not. No, that's fine. And this could be nice. This could be nice. Lovely.
Need good control over the pace of the white with this shot.
Can't complain at that. He's in a snooker, in a bit of spot of bother, and he's hit the pink first time off.
Well, he's answering
So we're going to get him to take that one again.
He really needs to be mindful of pace here. Doesn't want to overhit this.
He's hit the red first time this time, and, well, he certainly got away with that. Going to play with the shot to nothing here. Play for the red, and get it back up bulk if it fails.
Brilliant. Simply brilliant.
But I knew it wasn't going to fail.
excellent positional play there. Inch perfect.
Good shot that was.
1.
Yellow's ended up quite nicely actually as well, so play the yellow, fairly straight pot, and then just screw back for this red on the cushion here. That's well, it's the only one free. I don't even have to describe to you which red it is. It's fairly obvious. Got to open up these reds at some point, and again the black being off its spot is going to be a little bit of an issue. And the fact the blue is so tight to the cushion, that makes a very awkward positional shot from here. I mean, that's under hit, so I'm a bit worried about this.
4.
We can just about get to the blue, but luckily we can get to the brown, which saves us.
Tricky shot here.
But not for too long, because we're going to be very lucky from this shot to get any sort of potting position on the red. So it's just a bit of a shot to nothing there, to be honest. We got the brown.
8.
Just lucky we weren't snookered behind the red, because it was a treat. It was a silly shot to play, probably. But nevertheless, I did fancy it. Just thought if it went right, it would be a good shot. And that is a pretty abysmal shot as well. Didn't think the reds are reacting that way, and I thought we'd be a lot further up. So a big misjudgment there. Is that one again? This is really concerning, you know. It really is.
1.
You know, and you play well, you play really well, and when we're not playing well, we're really stinking at the moment. It's a big concern. You know, there's no mindset change from me. I'd love to win this tournament as much as I'd love to win the Masters. So, where does the centuries and beaten players at a canter in the Masters go compared to not even be able to muster up a few balls at a time here? Honestly, I don't know. But we're looking at potentially having to force a decider territory already if he keeps on going as he is. Obviously, if it goes 2-0 up, we'll need to win the next 3.
18.
Can't give anything up. He's looking pretty flawless at the moment.
20.
He'll be licking his chops because Neil Robertson is a player who's doing pretty poorly, but that is not the best shot. He's going for this to the top pocket. That's brave. Line looks pretty good. Got to be pretty unlucky for this not to drop in.
Great pot.
Well, didn't even need the jaw to help it out. That was a lovely shot. Very clean from Zhao Yulong. This might be a little bit more complex, but again, very good shot. Great position, and he seems in form at the moment.
27.
Although this next red might be a bit of a concern. Unless he's seen something that I haven't. Or he just plays them very nicely like that. Can't argue with that.
Well played with the rest.
33.
He just wants
So, 17 ahead, 35 remaining.
38.
So with the blue, the red and a brown or, well, a blue or more I suppose, will secure the frame.
39.
But he's not going to do that. He's going to play the pink. He'll go 29 in front. There'll be 27 left on the table.
45.
I mean that to have any chance in this frame now, we'll have to get a snooker.
40.
But he's just going to clear up quite happily. 2 good breaks so far from Zhao Yulong. Took a fairly decent amount of time to get into the frames, but he's been the better of us so far. He's got the better of us. He's going to need a monster effort now.
54.
Need to wake up, to be honest. Need to wake up and get back in this match. Conceding another frame is not an option if we want to stay in the Coral World Grand Prix.
65. Zhao Yulong, 65.
But he hasn't gone for the black, but with a good, very good break there, we're going to concede the frame, obviously. A very good break of, it must have been 60 odd there from Xiao Yulong. He takes a 2-frame lead in his best of 5, which means, of course, 1 in the next 3 for him. Means it's curtains on our hopes of doing anything in this Coral Championship so far.
Frame. Xiao Yulong to break.
We're getting full Selby here, aren't we? Really are. But this is a good chance. I think we've had the first chance in every frame so far, and unfortunately, not done anything with it. But if this doesn't come off, we've got to be pretty unlucky. And that's a decent split. Can't argue with that.
1.
Got to get some confidence back in our game now.
He's going for
Now,
it.
as soon as you lose your confidence, well, no point playing.
Tremendous pot. Brilliant.
He couldn't have played that any better.
6.
I was going to leave this one, but I thought, no, get it potted. Seems sensible to me.
7.
Pretty much dead still there. What's the cue ball after the pot? It's a good chance, this is.
12.
Obviously need to develop some balls, but I'm okay with that.
He's looking to pop this into the right corner.
Big shot this is. And it's there, good pot.
Playing very well here.
13.
Said it was a good chance, this. Black finally in its position. And we can actually do something, but it's not going to head of ourselves too far just yet.
$21.
Nice onto the black there, really nice.
Playing this with plenty of power.
But going to use this opportunity to open up the reds.
If he's not anything here.
That's a good split, that is. Probably going to be the best opportunity of the frame, that was, to open up the reds. And this is what we've got to be now. We've got to be ruthless. Already made a 28 break like that. And when you're making breaks like that at a click of a finger, the frames all of a sudden become a lot easier to win. When you haven't got to think about it, when you're notching up points and making the player sit in his chair for a while, making him get comfy in his seat. That's when it gets easy. Not that this game is ever easy, of course, but that's when it feels easy.
He's an expert long potter and he's taking this on.
This blue could go wrong, though.
Really impressive cueing.
Not the cleanest connection in the world, but we'll take it.
That could have finished a little better.
Screw back for the black, which we have.
35.
Could have finished a bit better, but then I'm not nil folds. I'm not former world number 3, so... Good old folds, eh? Good pot on the black.
Not really the level of control he was after there. Lost the cue ball a little.
Oh dear.
42.
Criticise everything he bloody done so far.
Lining this one up
Really
to
has,
the
goodness
full
me.
pocket.
That's a good split. He's got a real chance here.
Tried to break them away again. Good split.
43.
Thank you, folds. My goodness me. A compliment for once. That's a rarity. I was going to go for the black, but again, I know I've said we haven't lost our confidence, but again, that is a tricky shot to pot, and if we went and missed that, well, it would really be curtains for our game.
49.
Looking to play this.
Gotta hope we cue this right, or else we could be pretty awkward on the black.
Great shot.
He's cueing extremely
That should be
well here.
absolutely fine though, which it is. You probably noticed, don't know. I haven't done a lot of talking in this frame. I've just got on with it, and that sometimes is something you just have to do. Just have to get on with it sometimes. It's a little bit more awkward now. But that'll do. Don't like using top much. Obviously that'll be blocked by the black, which is something for some reason I didn't register. So it's going to have to be this blue up bulk. Luckily we have got this blue up bulk, or else we'd really have a problem. We'd be snookered.
Yes,
Not literally,
he's
but
taking the pot on.
we wouldn't be far off. This is a trickier pot than I realised, to be fair. Just looking at that angle, I thought, oh Jesus, that's a little bit tougher than I thought. But it's there. Good pot.
58.
Next one's a little bit awkward as well. Really is. Goodness me. So, I think we give up the chance of having a frame winning break here and just swallow our pride and get the snooker in behind the brown.
Neil Robertson, 58.
We're not quite at the frame winning line, but I think that'll do. And as you can see, he escapes the snooker, but ultimately our chances are a fat lot better than they would have been. I'll get rid of this bread because could prove to be a little bit of a obstacle later if you want to go for the pink or the black.
1.
It's going to be tricky to get on either of these colours, to be honest. But I don't think we'll need them. If we keep playing for the blue, we should be absolutely fine. Bear in mind, we only need a few more balls and we don't get mugged in a 3-0 loss. So,
Just the red
like that.
needed here.
Hit the black, try and get the black moving.
That should be it. No
Was just the
real
red needed,
opponent to
and we got the red. As you can see, the black's very nicely positioned, practically in line with the middle pocket. But of course, we don't want to put it in the middle pocket, do we? There's no good putting the black in, because it just goes back on its spot and kind of defeats the object of what we just tried to do.
Well, he's
So
taking it on
we'll
to
play
the
the
left
awkwarder
corner.
blue.
What a top shot that is.
Get the red, put the pink back by potting it, and then look at the black. Just trying to get our form back, and I think the best thing to do here would have a good go at trying to clear this table. Wouldn't hurt at all. A little bit tricky though. Given that all of the three reds are on the cushion. We'll give it a go though.
19.
Couldn't have played much better shot, to be honest. I'll take that every day of the week.
To run this along the cushion.
Position looks good for a colour.
20.
A delicate touch required here.
Good pot.
20.
Just allows for that one on the cushion to become a bit freer. I think it'd be a good achievement if we cleared up here, to be honest.
He's aiming for the left corner here.
Just says to Zhao Yulong, we're not out of this yet.
Top shot, well played.
28.
Sends a good message. It's going to be a little bit awkward. Underhit that slightly for a opportune pot along the cushion, but we still might as well go for it. Not going to hurt. Just missed. Unlucky. But doesn't mean anything because we're plenty ahead. He certainly ain't going to come back to the table with that deficit. And with a clean break, didn't have a chance there, Zhao Yulong, to even get within the balls.
Thank you, the fourth frame. Neil Robertson to break.
That was a good frame. Got our confidence back there. And hopefully, it wasn't just a temporary boost. Hopefully, it was one that's going to see us win the next two frames and come back. And I have a feeling, you know, remembering that Gibraltar Open game slightly. Could have been against someone else, but might have been against Zhao Yulong. I feel like that was a game where we were 2-0 back and clawed it back to 3-2. Might have been wrong. If anybody wants to go and have a look at that, please do. But that could be a beauty. Just thought that might have been going in. So that's either a beautiful story of luck or a fantastically laid out pot there, but not quite. So we'll just take this off two cushions and get it back up the bulk. Need a bit of luck on our side, really, now, I would say. Because as is always the case, when the opponent needs one more frame, one bad shot, and it's all over. But he's been able to cut that in. Interesting.
Taking it on.
Could have played our last shot of the game.
Really impressive queuing.
5.
If he does what we did last frame, we'll be saying bye-bye to the Coral World Grand Prix without really doing anything wrong in this frame.
Beautifully done.
Long way to go yet.
Great technique, superb queuing.
9. 10.
This should be pretty straightforward.
14.
Hence why I said long way to go. Hit the yellow there, and that was not great for him. I thought he was going for the pot there, but didn't. I thought he'd left it, but not quite. Good shot from him, because if we get this wrong now, it does leave a potential opening for him. I'm just having a look at whether this red will go. I don't think it will past the black, and I certainly don't want to whack the black around anywhere, so unfortunately there isn't a terrible amount of options here which avoid the red becoming available. Played a very good shot there. Put the frighteners on a bit, I have to say. And potentially with that shot we might have just opened up another. But it's come back to the middle of the table like a good ball. And, I mean, you might have a go at this red. Just going to duck out, though. Good decision. It's hit the jaw. That could be fatal. And that opportunity now becomes ours. I know how that feels. That's happened plenty of times to me. You can cry sometimes, you really can. Obviously, this is a massive pot. It's there. And we're on the black.
1.
And this needs to be an opportunity which we take. Or else, as said before, it's all over. This split's going to be important though here. Need as hard a shot as possible to have any chance of getting in the balls. That's a good split, that is. That slows down. That'll be nice and straight, which it is. Good stuff.
Pace is very important.
Just follow through for the black.
Nice position on the black.
9.
Have a look at our options. There aren't many, to be honest.
16.
It's not a bad position to look at things from. I think this into the middle is probably our best chance.
Aiming for the right centre here.
It's a risky one. It's a lot harder than I wanted, but all that matters is that it's on target. And it was. Good pot. Way overpowered though, that was. Not ideal at all.
If he gets this one right, it'll be a tester to get out of.
That's a pretty careless.
Oh, flipping hell.
Neil Robertson.
Oh,
Carry along. 4.
what an idiot. What an idiot. What an absolute tool. Well. Can you believe it?
He really doesn't want to overhit.
Hit and hope, I think, here. Can you believe that? Tried to get him in a snooker, managed to snooker ourselves.
Not played that
And that is quite
Tough
unbelievable.
shot, but he could have played it better.
Oh, I feel like such a... if that's the shot that takes us out of the Coral World Grand Prix, that's what we deserve.
1.
To be brutally honest, this is a massive opportunity for Zhao Yulong now, and I fear that could be it.
7.
Just trying to be too silly.
8.
Play it behind the brow. It was a testing snooker to get out of, but it was the wrong bloody player playing it.
15.
Are we back to our classic start of season form?
16.
I'm fearful because all these reds are potting opportunities and he's going to make quite a silly mistake now, really, because he's got quite a big margin for error with these balls. Make a big mistake for him not to win this frame in this break. Horrible, isn't it, when it's out of your control? Absolutely horrible. I think we'd have won that frame. Ultimately, it was our shot that was far too hard in the first place that took us out of any position. And we should have just sat back and re-cued that. Replayed the shot and got the power on it and just got up for the blue, and we'd probably still be at the table now and not talking about being out. Because, you know, we've played in a whisker. Well, whisker? In a... What's the word? I can't think. I don't think it's a whisker. No. But with a click of a finger, he's already 40 ahead. And all of a sudden, there's only 50 odd left on the table. So it's going to need a big mistake from Zhao Yilong to let us back in here. But believe me, if there's any sort of chance, we'll go for it.
45.
He's taking on the pot along the
This next
cushion.
red will help, though.
46.
And, well,
53.
this is it. He's 54 ahead. There's 35 remaining. If he's going for this red, and, well, he's got it. He's won. He's won the match. Unbelievable. Got no words. After doing so well in the Masters, and we're just back to square one again. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened at the Masters. I can't put my finger on it, but we got demolished against Brussels. We've been demolished today. I think we just luckily caught Jimmy Robertson in the first round of the German Masters on a good day, to be honest. He played poorly. That's exactly what we've done here. And to be fair, it's been a good break from Zhao Yilong. Be a break of 86 after our stupid shot on the brown. That was to be our last shot of the tournament. We didn't know it at the time. And it was, and, well, we got one good frame in reply, but ultimately, it was nowhere near enough. And we are out of the Coral World Grand Prix at the last 32 stage. I think that's one we won't be looking back too much. Won't be looking back on that one at all. Really concerning this is now. We're running out of tournaments. I've said, you know, if you start to do poorly, the episodes can start to churn away and you're just going from tournament to tournament to tournament. But Judd Trump won the tournament, Ronnie O'Sullivan got the High Break Award, and all we win is 5,000, and we've actually now dropped out of the top 10. This is how serious this situation is starting to get now. Luca Brussel's jumped above us into 10th, and, you know, it's... Joking aside, you can slip very quickly. You can slip very quickly. You know, if we look at our career prize money, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that we'll start falling even more as prize money gets taken away. And ultimately, the more we start to fall, the harder it's going to be to catch the big boys. But next up, we've got the Welsh Open. We will get to the Players' Championship. That's the last 16. I very much doubt we'll get to the Tour Championship now, to be blunt, because we've got to win probably 2 of the Welsh Open Shootout and Gibraltar Open. I mean, that can be the aim. That would be absolutely fantastic. But we'll have to see how we go. Let's see who we got in the first round of the Welsh Open. Not that it'll matter, because we'll play the last 32, providing we actually get there on camera. But yeah, I'm staggered. Really am. You know, we've won the Masters. We won the Scottish Open last season. And all that's left now is those tournaments on the right. Welsh Open Players, Shootout, Tour, Gibraltar, China, and the World Championships. And yeah, we've really got to pick up our game. But we have to see that the Welsh Open is a new opportunity, and hopefully go and do very well in that tournament. If you enjoyed that episode, please make sure to leave a like down below. Comment your thoughts as well, and subscribe for regular Snooker 19 content. Apart from that, that is it from me. Thank you very much for your company and for stopping until the end of the episode. And I will see you guys on Saturday for episode 98 of the Snooker 19 adventure. Goodbye for now.